Hi friends, are you ready for our weekly Lenormand reading? Today is February 14th, Valentine's Day. It's Saturday. I thought I'd give you a little special reading today. First card out is what Spirit would like to speak with us about, okay? It's the cross. The cross is fate. Fate can be karmic. Now, there are times that it can be a little challenging, but you know, in this case, after I see the portrait, I feel like it's going to be a positive, fated connection because we've got the moon, the key, and the flowers. It could be an offer that's coming in that's, you know, meant for you. You know, I've always said, you know, what's meant for you will not pass you by, and that's exactly what this says. The snake is there. The snake is, you know, very diplomatic, but it's also real good with well, it's a very intelligent card, but it's good with negotiations with that offer. So, you know, I feel like there is a fated um, opportunity offer in shared spaces where you come together, network, collaborate, um, and it's like kind of community involvement. And then the crossroads are in the center, and that is, you know, the portals I speak of. You know, if you know, you've turned down a certain uh, road, it's going to take you to a whole different scenery than if you were to have, you know, taken the road less traveled. But it kind of also indicates a little bit of you know, discernment, right? Because, you know, that snake, it's wise, right? Wise discernment. So any challenges, any changes, just know that, you know, you have the ability to figure it out, right? So make these decisions that you're making, you know, well calculated, okay? And then I see the anchor, which is stability, and it is, you know, sticking with it, okay? I do see a little bit of boundary too, because you know the anchor can indicate boundary, and then the birch rod whip. So that kind of has a feeling of you know, um, you know, don't be um, a yes, you know, people pleaser. You know that you need to still set firm boundaries, and you know, expectations can be, you know, everybody kind of wants what they want, right? Well, you still have to follow the rules, and you still have to, you know, set the um, you know, the stage as being fair. Okay. Let's see, what else do I see? You know, that cross and the key, that's just fate. That's destined fate. And you know, the whip and the snake kind of feels a little bit of an alignment too with the crossroads. And you know, if the flowers weren't there, I would say, "Ew," you know, but the flowers are there. So I just feel like there's recovery, and you know, it's beautiful. Yeah, I like to see that. And it's a little bit of an awakening kind of a feel too, a renewal. All right. Oh, and then I believe Saturn is in Aries too. Um, was that yesterday, I believe? Yeah. So that might have been things coming into an alignment, or things are coming, you know, things are going to be changing. So, you know, Aries kind of deals with self too, self-awareness, self-realization, you know, that, you know, empowerment feel. Okay. Now, the next card out was the book. The book is, that's, you know, learning, it's knowledge, but it can also be a mystery and a little bit of quiet secrecy, that feeling. Okay. But in the context that it's in, I just feel like it's informational, it's wisdom, because the fox is there. The fox is also next to the tree, which also is, you know, it's another card for wisdom as well. So, you know, a healer is kind of indicated here with the book, the tree, and the fox. So it could be a doctor, it could be a counselor, it could be a psychologist, because the clouds are there, and that deals with psychology. And then there's the Tower, which is, that's a time of the past. So, if we can take from what we've learned in the past and apply it towards our future, right? So, and the Heart was there too. So the things that bring you joy and passion and inspiration, all those good things. Oh, as I said, inspiration, the Star came out, which that's kind of has that forward progress, but in the context, it kind of is like inspiring too. The migration, inspiration, it just rhymes, so that it has that feel to me. Not that the rhyming matters, but I just feel like there is going to be some forward momentum, and the sun is in the center, which you cannot, get any brighter than that when you're dealing with the context of the cards. Well, the lilies are there in the upper left, so that's your lifestyle. So I feel like that's like a bright future. And then the clover is there, which is big blessing. And then there's the dog there with it, which is family, friends, close knit people. But then there is the mountain and the stork, which is kind of migratory, maybe possibly travel, moving, so these are some lifestyle types of changes that are going to be kind of coming into focus. So, the sun is out today, so I kind of feel like everybody kind of, gets excited and they move around and they're a little bit more upbeat. So, that vitamin D is necessary. And I feel like, especially when I don't get enough of it, I start, feeling it. So just get out into the sunshine as often as you can. Now, the mice are there in the mountain. So in the stork, and that has that seeing things from a higher perspective, but not analysis paralysis. You still need to enjoy without nitpicking or, trying to make everything perfect. Just go with the go with it, and then you'll figure it out. Not be too concerned about the little things. Yeah, we need to pay attention as well, but in this case I just feel like you need to just kind of take one step at a time, and you'll figure it out as you go. Okay. The finances, or the fish, are there, which kind of indicates finances, so it might have to do with that, where you have to just kind of work things around, not worry about things though, because I feel like the sun being there, that it all works out. But maybe a little bit of expenditure. Okay. And then the next card out are the stars. The stars is another healing card. It's kind of a wish fulfillment card. And then we've got the birds there, which is, people who have a talent, in either speaking or singing or even writing could also be, putting your words onto paper, people who can write poetry. I just feel like maybe today would be a nice day to maybe write a little note and tell those that you love and that you care about, in your words. Okay. Either verbally or written. Even action, shows that as well, because the scythe is there too, which is a change card, but it's an action. It's swift in nature too. So maybe it's kind of also telling you to, just kind of take it easy and slow down, because the coffin is there too, and that can kind of feel a little bit quieter and restful and surrender. That has those energies. Now the year of the horse is on its way. That is our upper left-hand corner card. So, it has that knight in shining armor feel to it too. Now the bottom left-hand corner is the whip, and it's actually in the house of the ship. So it could be that we have a little bit of a bumpy road or navigational issues. Just try to keep things as level as you can. You don't want any motion sickness. Then the upper left-hand corner is the moon, and I love to see the moon. The moon is, a new phase, and I see it with the ship. So I feel like there is an offer coming in, because ship has that commerce feel to it. So business, projects. So, there could be something coming in with a new offer, or actually, I know it's a new offer because the child is there too, and the lilies, which is another career card too. So we like to see that. I know I used to laugh, when Mike and I would go on vacation. Every time I'd go on a vacation, my phone would ring. I'd get busy, which, hey, I'm all for it. Wherever I am, I can answer the phone and help people. So let's see. Oh, the dead center card is the sun. I love to see that. So it's a bright, shiny day. Whenever we use our words, I feel like if we can use them in a positive aspect or a positive light, that is a way of manifesting that, right? So like instead of good morning kind of has that, going to the funeral morning, but if you were to say good day, I feel like that brightens it even more. So maybe just do those little tiny little tweaks in how you speak to yourself is very important too. Speak kindly. It becomes a habit. Just catch yourself. How many times have you already put doubt into something? You need to have um a positive outlook without being attached to the outcome. Okay. I feel like information is starting to open up, but the snake is there with the letter, so I feel like that does indicate writing, but it also has a way of kind of turning down something. So if we're talking about that offer, if it doesn't meet all of your needs, then that might be something that you need to turn down. Okay. Let's say, because the house is there, what if it is an offer on your house? If it's not exactly what you are looking for, then maybe either counter offer or just turn the offer down. If it's in relationships, there might be somebody that just doesn't check all the boxes, right? But look at that as a learning experience, right? You can never make any mistakes as long as you learn from them. I always say, why is this happening to me? It should be, why is this happening for me? And then what is it that I need to learn from this, or what can I learn from this? Okay. Yeah, I see the heart there though. So I love to see the heart, because those are the things that bring you joy. And the flowers are next to that. And then the dog, which is, your close family, friends, and that connections in the house. The snake is there with the bear. And I know that, the snake has a, shedding of its skin, or it has not a good feel for some people. But when you couple it with the snake, it's very wise. And with the bear being kind of managerial and important, I feel like, that's a good pair, a good connection, kind of like a power couple feel to it. And then right next to that is the lady and the gentleman. So, take that as you will. The ring is there as well. There might be some sort of third party opportunity too, where people come together and join forces. Okay. So that could be in another context. Okay. I do see the clover there. That clover it's a lucky break because the scythe is there. And then there's the key, which is a positive card. It's a yes card. It's a green light. So try not to have any doubts or fears or worries or concerns. Go with the flow, because the fish are next to that. Yeah, you might have to maneuver. You might have to go around, in a roundabout way, or through the back door feel, or just something of that nature. But I feel like you are going to get to your destination because the sun is there and it brightens the whole portrait up. Let's see, what else do I see? I see, the ancestral feel to it, or passed over loved ones. And the key is there, which kind of, unlocks the treasure. So I feel like it definitely is a green light, and there is a break in the clouds. and I do see light at the end of the tunnel. So with all that, being in this one little area, I feel like that is the message. And I see wish fulfillment. I see recovery. I just see where you might just have more doubts and sometimes, your mind will start making up stories and you start believing them. Yeah, let's try not to do that, okay? All right, folks. Well, I hope you have a blessed day. Enjoy this beautiful sunshine and happy Valentine's Day. Take care. Bye now.